It's not live, though.
It's not.
You've been had, listener. All one of you.
Did we advertise on previous podcasts? It's been a while since we did an actual SqwadCast.
We've only been, shouting about SqwadCast 25 live since, episode 18.
Oh. Well, to be fair, only 17 are up.
Well, we might have shouted about it before then, too. Well, I have no idea.
By now, 18 through 24 should be up. But this episode, we are recording 2 days before Festivus, right? Festivus is the 23rd. Right?
I have no idea what the hell Festivus is.
You have never watched Seinfeld?
I have watched Seinfeld. I don't think I've seen the Festivus episode.
Oh, that's a great episode.
So I'm assuming that it is a pseudo-Christmas holiday dating back to Roman times?
23rd. No, it's a holiday made up by Frank Costanza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a pole instead of a tree. There's the airing of the grievances, which is what we're doing today.
Oh, okay. Now it all makes sense.
There's something else that's involved. Anyway, airing of the grievances, we're just me and Ryan today.
I'm actually really excited for this because he was just like, you should come out for SqwadCast tomorrow and get ready to bitch. And I was like, bitching is what I do best. So I'm hyped.
That is exactly how it went down.
And you can't prove otherwise.
So, I'll start off with a big pet peeve of mine, and that is when people Snapchat entire concerts. I think that's a general one. Most people are annoyed by it.
Yeah, I mean, your phone isn't going to get the sound right.
Ever.
2, no one around you at that concert is grateful for you holding your phone up and blocking their view of the fucking show. And 3, if I didn't spend money to go to a concert, odds are I didn't want to be there anyway. So I don't want to sit through that entire Snapchat story. Oh man, Blake Shelton's in town? Holy shit. Thank God I didn't go. Not to shit on country or anything. It's just absolutely not at all my style.
It's not really mine either. I think I will compromise with these people. I will accept one picture when you're there. Just to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Because that's what Snapchat is. If you want to put one video of, a 10-second video, not a continuous, video that just keeps going. One 10-second video of, something, that's fine. To get the atmosphere, kind of. Oh, here's a song. After that, you should stop.
Yeah, just be there. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've been to 3 concerts and 4 comedy shows. Live comedians. I think I pulled my phone out once before John Mulaney, and I was just here. And it was before, the opener even went on. We were just, waiting. I was all right, here's a picture of the stage, and here's what I'm doing, because it was exciting. And most people like John Mulaney.
Most people do like John Mulaney. He's about the most approachable fucking comedian today. So good.
Here's my graduation cap. His quote.
Yes.
I put, I graduated, and then I put true, false, who's to say?
That's perfect. I've been to at least 6 concerts and 1 comedy show. 2 if you count the one that I went and saw, the Battle of the Comedians at fucking Magoobies.
The Battle of the Comedians.
Giggle fights? What the fuck do you call it? Where I saw our illustrious Tuba Tim Kinsella talk about James Bond and left turns in New Jersey. And I still think he should have been top 4. It was an absolute fucking snub.
Yeah, I'm still...
Just people waving their phones around I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", 6'4", and I try to be considerate of the people behind me at a show. And people still fucking hate my guts because I'm still closer to the front because I'm also a concert fan and a show fan, and I like to see the band and be up close. And so I'm used to people shoving me and shit like that so they can get a better shot on Instagram. I don't...
Those Instas.
Yeah. Got to get those, whatever the fuck those Instagram points are. I don't know if they're just likes or shares or whatever.
I think they're likes.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're made up internet points that no one can actually use.
What? You're saying all those upvotes on Reddit don't matter?
Reddit matters.
Those
are the internet points that matter. They're coming up with a program to exchange your karma for Bitcoin. By the way, if you're going to Google that to look it up, they're not. Any website that claims to leverage your popularity for money is a scam. I'm talking about Steam It. Don't go there.
Steam It?
Yeah, it's a real fucking thing that I found out exists like a week ago.
Is it different than Steam?
It has nothing to do with Steam.
Okay.
Is
it like a parody of Steam?
Not at all. It's like Blogspot, but like you buy in with money, and then you get a certain amount of Steam power, I think, and you can use that to trade influence on the website, and you can sell it for cryptocurrency, but you can only sell a little bit at a time over a certain course of a time, so you can never spend more than 12% of what you have. So it's a giant fucking scam.
Yeah.
Never use Steam it. It's where crazy old people blog about cats and think that they're making money doing it.
I love crazy old people.
Yep, they'll buy into anything, man.
Yeah, that's Snapchat. That's we still have
Snapchat getting in the fucking way of shows.
Yeah. I also, about Snapchat, Calvin and I were talking the other day about it. Like the stories that show up when you, I guess on your homepage of Snapchat, I guess that's the way to call it, where you see all your friends' stories. Yeah. But then there's also like ESPN and NFL and tabloids and stuff like that. And all these tabloid headlines make like no sense. Yeah. It's like what it's like to be a Kardashian. I don't care.
Yeah, I would never go to Snapchat for news. I don't understand why they're doing that. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know how popular it is though, but they still have it. So it's like, damn you, Snapchat.
Snapchat ruins everything. No, I actually do like it for like being able to live vicariously through my friends. But I don't want to live through them that vicariously.
Yeah, like I don't post just general stuff, you know, like I also don't post to my story that often unless it's like goofy or stupid, you know, like
hey, the bowling puns were hysterical. Don't you think otherwise?
Yep, bowling pins. Forgot about that. I haven't this time. That was about a year ago.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, it was over winter.
I thought we were still working at Glory Days at the time, though, weren't we?
No, I quit Glory Days.
You just started at MSB.
MSB, yeah. Actually, not even. Like, I put in my 2 weeks as soon as I got hired, and then MSB was like, can you start, like, next week? So I RTO'd that entire week of my 2 weeks.
Oh, man. I can't remember. Did I quit before you did?
You did. Okay. I left end of September.
Yeah, and I left in fucking July.
Yeah, you left pretty early.
It wasn't early for me. It was,
well, not for you. Though.
It was like 2.5 fucking years. I was like, I can't anymore, man.
Yeah, that's how I felt after 9 months.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine going back.
No, seriously. Fucking saw him in a full red shirt.
What?
Yeah, not the blue shirt, the red shirt.
Red shirt.
Yeah, last time I was in there. He was wearing a hoodie to cover it up, but it was there.
I saw.
But I mean, after he left the way he did, I didn't think they would just bring him back on bar.
I have no idea the way. I only know him as
with stalwarts like Christina and Destiny on bar. Oh my god, that place is such a hellhole now, probably.
Destiny on bar now? I knew it kept
they tried to make her own bar.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't kept tabs since I left, but...
I haven't either.
I just knew
I've been in a couple of times this last month, but...
Yeah.
So, it's 2 days before Festivus.
Yeah, back on track.
And my next grievance is about just fucking people and the whole Christmas spirit thing, you know? Like, everyone's like, happy holidays, and you gotta be kind and cheerful for everybody. And people get on my ass, right? If I'm having a tough time in the holidays, right? And I have to deal with people, like, the other day I took care of this fucking church group. It was like 20 people. They did not drink a drop of alcohol. Well, I can respect that, you know, I understand. You know, you don't want to be drinking. Maybe that's just part of your belief system. That doesn't bother me. No, what bothers me is when you run me all over the restaurant to the point where I can't take any other tables. You run your check way up, and then you tip me $40 on a $600 check. While I'm not able to make any other money from anybody else because you have been killing me with your orders for strawberry and peach lemonades.
That table?
That table.
That
table. You were there.
That table. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I think we talked about this before on SqwadCast. I mean, probably, because most of us are in the restaurant.
Or have been for a good time. Good amount of time.
That when you have a big table, your server doesn't really take care of any other table.
Yeah.
Because you're so big. Like, very rarely do they say, hey, like, take one or two more, especially when you have 20 plus people.
Yeah. It's one of the, like, biggest gut punches you can give a server is say, before you have paid them, thank you, you've done such a great job. Because we immediately prepare ourselves for something bad to happen.
Yeah.
And this particular table said, you've done such an amazing job, thank you so much, have a Merry Christmas. And then tipped me like 8%. And I, like, as soon as they said it, I knew it was coming. Like, it's bonkers. And, like, we tip out. So I had to pay out $12 of the $40 that I made. So I actually walked out with $28 for waiting on 20 people. Man. So, Merry Christmas. I'm so glad it's the holidays. The restaurant business. Like,
I think that's...
January is Christmas for servers, because that's when everybody's got their gift cards and the holidays are over and the money starts to stabilize for all of our guests, so people throw us a little extra cash in January. January is server Christmas. Ugh.
It started late January. I remember that.
Yeah. Ugh. Also, am I the only person who's just, like, completely done with Christmas music? Like, I feel like retail workers get it the worst.
Oh, they absolutely get it the worst.
Like, I feel so bad for them.
I feel,
Like, I worked at Pizza Hut, was my first job, and we had the Sirius XM Christmas radio station. It played, like, the same 25 songs for a month. It was, like, the day before Thanksgiving to January 1st.
Played it after Christmas?
Yeah, that was the way it was. And... but we weren't allowed to change it. Only the regional manager could do it. And he would only make his trip out after New Year's. And it was so bad because it was the same 25 songs for a month. And I was the kind of guy who would clopen. I would work a close and then I would open the next day. So I would be back inside of 9 hours from when I had last left. And it was just so bad, just nonstop. At one point I worked a close into an open that I worked all the way to the close that night, and then I opened the day after.
Oh, God.
So I closed, worked a 15-hour shift, and then opened. And I could taste colors, and I could see, like, shapes dancing in the carpet to the bad Christmas music. All the different covers of Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time that would play back to back to back to back. By the way, whoever made whatever weird pop hip-hop cover of Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, I hate you. Like, I will never ever give you a cent of my money. Even if I knew your name, I wouldn't say it on this podcast and knowingly give you any kind of publicity. You monster. Ugh.
I think that's
that was very cathartic.
Yeah, that escalated. I saw the build in Ryan's eyes.
Man, that was good. Oh, I'm getting Festivus right now. It's so good.
This is what it's all about. I think with Christmas music, though, it's the same thing. Like, I don't mind it in December, but I also hate it all the time. Like, I'll listen to it on a car ride somewhere, relatively short, like half an hour at the most. But then on the ride back, I'm changing it to what I like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind being in the mood for a little bit, but when it's shoved down my throat, I'm like, enough. Like,
yeah.
Especially things that, like, started December 1st. Like, after Thanksgiving, I get shopping and stuff, like Black Friday and all that. But you still have about a week before December, depending on when Thanksgiving falls.
Yeah. And I mean...
I'm just like...
Yeah, I hear you, definitely. But there is some good Christmas music out there. But they will not play it on the radio. They just will not. Because it doesn't fit, like, a retail vibe or a restaurant vibe. And it's not, like... It's not the same songs that everybody knows. There's pop Christmas songs like Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. You've got your Jingle Bells, all that stuff. Like, those are the really popular ones. But then you've got, like, the old school stuff, like Bing Crosby and stuff like that. Like, anybody can listen to that. Like, it's just good music that happens to be pretty damn Christmassy. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of stuff that would get me in the mood for Christmas. I can handle that. But when it's like... When I have to hear literally 4 different versions of Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time back to back. And it's like the original, the Paul McCartney, the hip-hop version, and the country version in that order, all back to back. I'm going to want to stab someone because I haven't heard a different lyric in 20 minutes. It just sounds like the record that is my brain has skipped. Just Can we please like flip this tape deck to side B, please? Like play some different shit. Come on. Like, I at least, being in Baltimore, I like 98 Rock. They like to throw you some curveballs from time to time with their Twisted Christmas. That's like the only thing that keeps that radio station relevant to me anymore is Twisted Christmas, where they will play some funny Christmas songs from time to time. Also, every so often they put some stand-up comedy on, which is always like, yeah, they'll put up like a 3 or 4 minute stand-up bit from a local show. Yeah, just to throw you a curveball from time to time. It's always a surprise when they do it, and I like it. So, kudos to you, 98 Rock. You were there. Good job. I'm not a huge fan, but they're like the only rock station in town, so I'm gonna listen to them.
I don't listen to too much radio nowadays.
Yeah, it's mostly Amazon Music for here on in. So, so as soon as an album comes out, I own it. So.
Usually.
So what's your next topic of discussion?
I guess as of late, I've been pretty annoyed in the workplace because I share an office. But sometimes I will close the door because there'll be a sports practice going on in the gym, and my office is in the gym, and I also like to watch YouTube in peace. Anyway, I will be in the office, and sometimes I'm doing other stuff, like emails or getting stuff together, and somebody will walk in, but then they'll just, like, not interact with me or ask me about anything. They'll just, like, search the office, which isn't theirs. Like, it's only for me and the 3 PE teachers. So, like, they'll come in and not say a word and, like, look around and search for stuff through, like, people's desks. And I'm just like, do you need anything? And they're like, oh, no, I found it. And I'm like, okay. And then they'll walk out and not close the door. And I'm like, the door was closed for a reason. Like, 1, there's practice going on, so I don't want to be disrupted by that. 2, I just like to be private in my office. I don't like having the doors open a lot.
And it's hard to get up when your pants are off. Like...
that too. But, I mean, I had a student do that too, but she was in 8th grade, so I kind of had to tell her a few times, like, hey, if you come in, like, and the door's closed, before you leave, like, ask if I want it closed or keep it open. But sometimes she wouldn't even interact with me either. She'd just come in the middle of me teaching another class, and I'm like, you can't do that. Like, I'm teaching here.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, and then just, like, grab stuff. It's like, oh, I know where it was from last year's teacher. I'm like, 1, I'm not last year's teacher, and 2, it's still, like, my classroom. If you're looking for something, you can ask me to grab it if you already know what it is. Just don't walk in and grab it and then walk out and leave the door open. Ugh. Sometimes I want to just close the door, like, really loudly. Just passive-aggressively.
Just slam that shit.
Yeah. And with the work thing too, with emails, it's either there's a difference between reply all and reply.
Oh god, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you were living that life.
I am.
Oh,
because sometimes I'll send an email to, like, our wrestling team has 4 coaches, so I'll send an email to all of them, but then somebody will respond to everybody else, or I'll respond like, I needed approval from teachers for one of the meets we did. So I emailed all the teachers asking for them to approve their students to go, and they would reply all. And I'm like, other teachers don't need to know about your student. Like, just respond to me. I'm the one asking.
Yeah, that's got to be annoying.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And I was like, it's such a simple concept too. And sometimes people start their message in the subject line and then continue it. And I'm just like,
I have a little bit of annoying email shit from my job. Like, I mean, you don't think there's a lot of email going on among the staff of a restaurant, right? Well, a lot of restaurants use scheduling services like SchedulFly, and back when we were working at Glory Days, we used a system called Playbook.
yeah.
SchedulFly is a lot more involved than Playbook.
Playbook.
Yeah, that shit sucked. The SchedulFly, like, servers can put up shifts and trade shifts pretty much at will.
Okay.
But a manager needs to approve. and you can put out bulletins and send messages over Schedulefly and all that stuff, and it's fully interactive and everything, and that's really cool. But at the back end that the managers can run is a goddamn nightmare at my job, because what will happen is they want to send out a message like, "Hey, stop stealing Red Bull, you fucks!" Right? Did I ever show you that email?
No.
My favorite email of all time.
Stop stealing Red Bull, you fucks.
Oh my god, it's great. Let me find it. I have a screenshot. I deleted the email. Oh god, where is it?
That's a fantastic. I remember the situation, but I don't know about the email.
So I got a message from my boss at the time.
Yeah.
New policy. Red Bull is no longer allowed to be purchased by employees anymore. You can buy them downstairs or bring in your own, but I cannot sit here anymore and do nothing. Facts. Quarter to date, 206 Red Bull cans missing, totaling $315.69. Year to date, 511 missing, totaling $780.41. 2015, we stole almost 600 Red Bulls. Oh my god.
So people were just taking them out of
pretty much.
the fridge?
When my first day, my training manager said, "Man, the best part about working at this place, free Red Bull," and drinks it right in front of me. Oh man, it was so fucking good. I'm still friends with that guy. He had put in his 2 weeks notice right when I started, but I'm still friends with him. I hang out with him all the time. Oh man, free Red Bull. Yeah, that changed fucking fast.
Yeah.
I forwarded that email to him after he quit. But the problem is my manager, who's in charge of running all that stuff out, doesn't know how to make it so like everyone gets it once. So I have it set up so that I get emails. You can get emails or text messages, and I'm so happy I didn't get text messages set up, because my boss will be like, "Hey guys, we have this party next week. We really want you to push this or sell tickets for this or do this or do that," right? And she will do like, send direct message to everyone. Click. Make bulletin post. Click. Make like, and do this and do that and send a reminder. And like, so I will open my phone and I will have 5 of the exact same email from the exact same person sent in the exact same minute. And it's so bad.
Yeah. I hate alerts that tell you have a notification.
Fucking those Facebook push notes, like, you have 2 notifications, 1 like, 1 poke, and 1 picture tag. I don't, just tell me what the notifications are. I don't care about any of the other things.
Yeah, that's what it is. Somebody poke me? Okay, I'm poking back. Because this war has been going on since
2007. Like, a friend and I actually, like, a bunch of my friends are really, really good, like, computer science graduates, like, all that sort of stuff out of Towson. And so this one friend of mine wrote a script and ran it on Facebook's poke page. And he just set it so that every instance of the words "poke back" will automatically be clicked. He sent me a copy of the script, and I ran it and poked him. And we sent 700 pokes inside of a minute until Facebook shut us down.
Of all things to be shut down for.
Yeah.
Pokes.
Because we ruined their server's ping. Facebook does not take kindly to outside scripts.
Which they should, the way their page is run.
Yeah.
I hate the app so much.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah. The website isn't as bad, but I think everybody focuses more on the app because that's what people use.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't need to know, like, half these things that you're telling me about. I don't, like... And also, stop messing with the timeline thing. I like most recent, and I changed the most recent, and then an hour later, it's changed back to most popular, and I see things from, like, 3 days ago. Yeah. And in this day and age, 3 days ago was, like, 80 years ago.
Pretty much.
I get alerts from MLB. It's not MLB's fault, but their page will be like, tune into the playoffs tonight to see who wins, and the series is already over. And I'm like...
But I mean, it's better than most recent in some regards, because you know how people are on social media. If you're trying to avoid something, like, hey, character died, and show you like fuck. Like, The Walking Dead fucked that up, I think, last year, like, real hard. Because they posted something on their Facebook page 2 hours after the episode aired, right? Not realizing that the episode hadn't aired yet on the West Coast. And they were like, thank you, Carol. And then the entire fan base was just like, what?
Did that happen with somebody else, too? I don't watch the show, so I only know what's posted on Facebook. But somebody died in the season premiere, like this season or last season.
I don't know.
I want to say last season, because Dave Chappelle made fun of it on SNL. But then, like, everybody was like, oh. I'm like, what?
Glenn, maybe? The guy with the guy who got baseball batted?
Yeah.
Glenn. The best character in the series.
Yeah.
I don't follow it. I stopped following it after season 3. I was like, okay, the story is over. Like, and now they're going into like season fucking 9 or something. Like, you can stop. Like, it was great as a 6-episode miniseries. You can stop. Okay, season 2 was bad. You can stop. Okay, season 3 was okay. You can stop. Please
make it stop. Aren't they like really behind from the comics though? Like, it's like the complete opposite of Game of Thrones. How Game of Thrones overtook the books and is now its own storyline. Aren't they like still like super early in the comics and they're like 8 seasons in already?
Yeah, but it's also the comics have been around a while.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just one of those things. They're never going to actually catch up. But what usually happens is, much like Game of Thrones, they have gone off comic way too much for people to even like regard them as the same like story now. But just there's Norman Reedus' character, who I can't remember the name of offhand. Like, he died in the comics like way before where they are now. But everybody loves Norman Reedus too much. Like, they're certain that as soon as his character dies, no one will watch the show anymore. So they have to keep him alive. But he died in the comics a long ass time ago. He died before Glenn did.
Oh, well.
But he's still alive in the show.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that kind of bugs me is when shows don't follow enough of the fan ideas. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll try to explain that.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, like there's a certain point where they know what they're doing. Obviously, that's why they're doing it and we're watching it. Like, we're not the ones behind the scenes calling the shots.
But fans have a place where they want it to go.
Yeah, and there's a certain point where you're like...
And if you turn that on its head too much, like, it can be refreshing and it can be exciting if you do it well. But if it's not amazing, and your fans didn't want it to go that way, you just lost your whole viewer base.
Yeah, like, this is a weird example, but in, like, WWE, which, yes, I still watch.
Yeah, who was on the TV screen when I came in?
Oh, that was
Edge?
No, that was Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, I've never even heard of him.
Yeah.
I haven't watched wrestling in a really long time.
He's been a lower mid-card his, like, entire career.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Dolph Ziggler?
Yep.
Fucking awesome name.
If you remember from 2006, the Spirit Squad.
No.
No, okay, he was part of that. Anyway, he just won the U.S. title this past Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, Edge retired in, like, 2011.
Oh, okay.
He had neck problems.
Oh, yeah, and then he, like, went to TV. He was on a TV show from, like, 2011 to 2015.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. It was okay. The show he was in was kind of a silly sci-fi train wreck, but it was Haven, the Stephen King TV show, and he was actually not bad. He was enjoyable. I'm a sci-fi nut, obviously. So I try and watch. I try and stick to the Sci-Fi Channel, even though a lot of their programming is dog shit. Like, I haven't watched any of their new shit in a long time, but like, I enjoyed Haven for what it was, and the characters in Haven were different than you would see on a lot of TV, and it was refreshing, and they were actually pretty good characters too. And just fortunately enough, it happened to have 5 pretty solid seasons. So they ended it the way they wanted to end it, which I think is the best part.
That's a good thing. Well, wrestling, they did a thing back in 2008. The weekly shows were originally like PG-13 ratings, and the pay-per-views were just like all out, like do whatever you want, like blood and swearing and whatever. And then they went to PG because Linda McMahon, Vince's wife, ran for Senate, and she lost, and she's like not involved with it anymore. But they still kept the TV PG rating. And then they also recently got rid of fireworks, like
really?
in entrances. Yeah, apparently because they don't have enough money. You know, it's like a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, but at that point, you got to think you're paying a lot of money for your talent, and it's probably an insurance fucking nightmare.
That might have been a big part of it, too. They had one where Undertaker got burned a few years back, and he still wrestled, because he's the Undertaker.
Yeah.
But he got, like, second-degree burns, because he had, like, fire coming up from the stage, and one, like, went off before it should have, and it burned him.
Yeah.
And he still, like, finished his entrance and wrestled the match.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of Lucha Underground. Like, that's my wrestling program. Like,
Lucha
silly backflips and awesome costumes. Like, I told you about Nunchuck Clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that shit is so fucking funny. Oh my god. Because these two guys were like heels, like bad guys, and they were like PJ Black, like with the worst nickname ever, the Darewolf. PJ Black.
The Darewolf?
Yes. Worst nickname I fucking ever heard. And Jack Evans. No special names for him. Like, they were just two, like, normal American wrestlers, right? And they were just bad guys because. And their arch rivals were Aerostar, a guy who was basically Luchador Optimus Prime, time-traveling space star, like, cosmos exploring, time traveling, tiny wrestler who can do like gravity defying moves, and Drago, a guy who just looks like a dragon. And Jack Evans became a heel by literally just saying "dragons aren't real" in front of a microphone while fighting Drago. And that was the beginning of that rivalry. That was how Jack Evans became the arch nemesis of half the wrestlers in fucking Lucha Underground. And then, oh man. Dragons aren't real! And then everyone starts booing him, and he's like, what? They're not! And meanwhile, the entire time, like, Drago, like, he and PJ Black are fighting, and Drago's just, like, standing on top of the office, like, flapping his giant fucking dragon wings. Because, yes, he has those. And he's just, like, lurking. He's, like, flapping ominously over the... And then he runs down to the side of the stage and does some weird, like, acid spit trick, trying to get Jack Evans, accidentally blinds PJ Black, and loses PJ the match. And then, like, PJ and Jack Evans team up to apparently, like, try and nunchuck Drago to death in a bathroom. Drago pulls out his own nunchucks, and then you just see sparks shooting down from the ceiling, because this is one of those, like, in-between sketches.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you see sparks shooting down from the ceiling, and Aerostar comes back from being gone for a little while with two pairs of nunchucks that are both glow in the dark.
Because of course they are.
Because of course they are. And all four guys have at least one pair of nunchucks. And they're all just waving them around in this dark, dingy bathroom. And then it just it just fucking fades to black. And then they don't address it for like 8 weeks. And then they have a nunchuck match. It's great. Oh, such a good fucking episode. Oh man, I was so drunk when I watched that. Oh, so fucking great. This is why people watch wrestling, those of you who don't. It's this fucking amazing.
So with wrestling, I took in high school. I got into it because I thought it was real. Like I thought everything happened as it happened, and there was
so
no
you thought
fighting.
the Undertaker was an actual zombie?
I didn't think that. I figured the Dead Man was a nickname. But I believe the stories they embellished, like
their storylines,
yeah,
like,
their backgrounds and like where they came from and all that. Like I thought Kane and Undertaker were actually like half brothers, which they're not.
You still sound disappointed by that.
They wrote a book, like for Kane, like written in kayfabe, so like written in character with the storylines.
Oh my god.
So I read the book. I was like, well, if there's a book about it, it has to be like a true story. It's like, why would they do this? And then around senior year of high school, I kind of stopped watching it. Not because I didn't want to. I just like I was entering college and I didn't watch it, and a lot of stuff happened in that time I didn't watch, so I didn't feel like jumping back in. But then as of late, I like got back into it because it's gotten a lot better, and I like look at it as the script writing and the planning and everything, and like what happens now and what happens like 2 months from now is probably already planned. Like everything leads into something else. So I just find that kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's what people are like, you still watch it? I was like, yeah, but if you look at it from this point of view, it's like really interesting. It's like a TV show. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
Show.
Yeah.
It's a really elaborate stage production.
Yeah.
And every so often something goes shoot.
Yeah.
Which is what you call it when something kind of goes wrong, per se. And you can't break the kayfabe.
Even though social media exists and breaks the kayfabe all the time.
Yeah, but like in the show itself, you can't break the kayfabe. So in an episode of Lucha Underground, a particular wrestler on the good guy side tried to make a particular fall work, and she ended up breaking her leg, like for real. And so it was a really bad break too.
No.
But she didn't break skin or anything, and she could stand up on her one leg. She actually finished the match.
Impressive.
It was like a title match type deal too, a 3-way tag team title match.
Yeah.
And like she's still getting like beat up by the bad guys while she's got a broken leg, and like she's just she's still like punching guys and like trying to fight, but and it was a really interesting way they managed to save it. But the other two guys on her team basically had to like go above and beyond extra crazy.
Yeah, cover it up.
Yeah.
That happened with, back in 2006, one of my favorite things that happened was, it was DX, so Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Versus Edge and Randy Orton. And it was Edge and Orton had the tag team titles, so it's for a tag team, like, for those. And Triple H tore his quad while performing one of his signature moves. So Shawn Michaels, like, improvised on the spot, being the seasoned vet that he is, you know. He, like, took a chair and got them disqualified, which you would think would just be the end of the match. Like, oh, Shawn Michaels lost his temper and cost the team the titles. But they kept going at it and just took chairs to Edge and Orton and, like, bloodied them up and stuff. And all, like, they just kept going with it. And then Triple H pedigreed, I want to say Orton, on the announce table.
Ooh.
With a broken quad or torn quad.
No, that's no good.
Because I thought it was like part of the storyline, like, oh, he hurt his quad, but then he actually did, and he did all of that after tearing his quad, and that's how they like covered it up. They declared it a no contest because they just destroyed Edge and Orton.
That's hysterical.
It's actually a lot of fun to learn about all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. If you actually do end up watching Lucha Underground. My low-key favorite wrestler is Angelico. He's a South African dude.
Ooh.
Like 6'6" or something like that.
Jeez.
Really lanky guy though.
Oh, yeah.
And he does like all the flying flipping moves, and he likes to do all these flashy kicks and shit. But he's so cocky, and it's fun. It's great.
I love cocky people.
Yeah. He's such a fun character, and he ends up like running in a group with the most unexpected people in regards to himself. It's great.
Oh, wrestling.
Oh, wrestling.
Yeah.
The airing of the wrestlings.
Yeah.
I have an obscure grievance to air.
Oh, I love obscure grievances.
So in addition to being like one of those sci-fi nuts, I'm also a pretty avid video gamer. And they just released a video game on Xbox One and PC that I've been playing for a while. They just released them last night. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You've been able to play early access for like a year.
Yeah.
The game is a glitchy, non-stop shit show. Right? Total mess. And they just made it an official release. It is nowhere near fixed. They're still working on it. Like, the team that is working on it is great, but it's a small team. and they've made a huge game, and they keep adding more content and just trying to make it better as they go along.
Yeah. No.
So problem fixes are slow, but content additions are fast. So they've fixed all the major issues, but it's still like it's laggy. There's some shit that just doesn't quite work, and if you get on a motorcycle, you're like guaranteed to die in some hilarious fashion. You're just gonna glitch the hell out.
It makes for a fantastic subreddit.
It does. PUBG is the best subreddit out there. I won't say anything that strong, but PUBG has some of the best memes I've ever seen. Their meme game is on point. But like Player Unknown is an actual like person. He was the guy who tried to create the game on his own before he joined Bluehole, the people who are making it now. And he's the guy in charge of the game, running all the content additions and everything like that. And they actually tried to make a pro gaming tournament out of this early access game a couple weeks ago. And there was a huge glitch where the whole idea is like you've got 100 people dropping in on this one big island, and it's free-for-all, entirely free-for-all, and you have to try and stay inside of a circle that's contracting on a completely random spot on the island. And so it's MLG. You've got a couple minutes to kind of scrounge up whatever gear you can, because you just have the clothes on your back when you drop in. You just got to find weapons, do what you can to survive, and just try and stay alive and outlast everybody else. So they get this MLG game going, and everybody's playing, everybody's got their kits set up, and then everybody's dug in, some people are making their moves, and then the circle contracts on a completely random position, and you just hear the entire crowd go, "Ah!" Because everyone in the game was outside the circle. So they all had to just run for it.
Yeah. One of my favorite things I've seen on Reddit was there's the car move. You probably know about it. Where you hide the car on the bridge behind like a thing, and then you drive it and get out, so it hits people coming.
Yep.
And then you just kill them. Somebody tried to do that, and it glitched their player in front of their car, so they got hit by the car they were trying to.
Yeah, I've seen that. No, one of my favorites is if you park a car on a hill, it doesn't have an emergency brake. So if it's still moving ever so slightly when you get out, it'll roll back down the hill. So I've seen someone get out of a car while they're getting shot at, and they like pop up over the car and try to shoot back, and the car rolls away from them. And so no, and they run back over to the car. There's this one guy who was hiding behind this little dune buggy, and he was like on a V-shaped hill.
Okay.
And so he like parks like kind of sideways on it, and his buggy rolls down the hill and up the other slope, and he runs over to it. Buggy, no! And he gets behind it, and then it rolls back down the other way. No, go on! And he's trying to heal himself, and that takes a certain amount of time. You can't do anything else while you're doing that. And he runs back over to it one more time, and he's like, no! And it rolls away one last time, and he gets killed. Another time, a guy hopped out of his car and rolled back down the hill and killed him. The game's a glitchy mess. It really is. It's so fucking good though.
Yeah.
But anytime you get in the motorcycle with the sidecar and you do not like come to a complete stop, it will explode. Like if the sidecar touches anything that obstructs the motorcycle in any way, it explodes.
Oh.
It's a nightmare. It's great. And during the live stream of the MLG thing, Player Unknown commented, "MLG ready." So he's at least on board with this game shouldn't be played yet. Yeah. It's not ready. Yeah. Please stop. Yeah. But that's my little gripe is like this game shouldn't come out. It's not ready yet. I've been playing it too much, and it's amazing and it's fun.
So
it's such a fucking mess.
Mention that game that came out earlier this year,
Battlefront 2. Believe me, that was my next topic. Fucking hey, you want fucking Darth Vader? Well, if you didn't get him in your fucking 3 loot boxes that you paid an extra $20 for, you have to do about 40 hours worth of progression in game to unlock Darth Vader. 40 hours for Luke Skywalker, 40 for Boba Fett. I am a big Battlefield player. I don't think I've played Battlefield 1 that much.
It was funny. Two guys from the YouTube channel What Culture, which is a fantastic channel, by the way. The one tried to play devil's advocate. They're two really like funny guys to start with. So this guy was just going on a rant, and the other guy was like, "But wait, like, why can't you just get another loot box?" And the guy just pokes holes in every counter argument. Like, they both agreed it was a terrible thing, but the one guy was just, for the fun of it, trying to defend EA. And then halfway through the video, he's like, "Oh, wow, this is a horrible game and decision." And then they both went off script because they had cue cards up. And they're just like, "No, we're just ranting." And it's like an 11-minute video. And it's fantastic.
Yeah, because just, it's not good. It's no bueno.
Yeah. The original Battlefront 2, though.
Yep.
Which also makes no sense to me, besides everything else going on. Why they rebooted the game with the same name. Why not?
Why not Battlefront 3, Battlefront 4?
Yeah.
I think it was just they didn't want to. Because the first one is Star Wars Battlefront, and the second one is Star Wars Battlefront 2. And then DICE is Battlefront and Battlefront 2. Because that matters.
Yeah, right.
Like, I love DICE. They're really good developers. They really address their problems. They listen to their community. But EA and the Game Changers are shitheads. The Game Changers being guys that come into a team late in the development cycle and force them to add in new shit to make the game more profitable. It's literally a division of EA called the Game Changers. Because they don't realize that that's like the shittiest fucking thing you can do for a team that works for you. Is like, hey, you've got this really fun new game. Like, by all accounts, Battlefront 2 was amazing until the loot box thing happened. And, like, the Game Changers changed the progression system, and they forced a higher reliance on these loot boxes. Because, like, if it had been, like, it's a 10-hour grind to get Luke or Vader or Boba Fett or Rey or...
if it was 40 hours, like, total to get all these people.
Yeah.
Not 40 hours each.
Like, that would be much, much better.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, that's how much time it takes to get them without the loot boxes, right? But any loot box you open can give you anything. Like, if you get one of the higher quality loot boxes.
But you need to pay for all the loot boxes.
Yeah,
right?
you can either unlock them through gameplay, which takes a long fucking time. Like, I think you need to, like, rank up a certain number of times before you get another loot box. Or you can buy premium and get a loot box every week. I mean, I bought premium for every Battlefield game since Battlefield 3. Like, for Battlefield 3, absolutely worth it. They didn't have the loot boxes, but it was like, hey, you get primary access to every server, you're at the front of every joining queue, and you get every DLC pack we make for free.
That's a solid deal.
And they had 7 DLC packs, I think, for Battlefield 3.
That's real solid.
Yeah.
DLC packs are another thing I just hate.
Yeah, like, everybody saw these loot box things coming just through DLC.
Yeah.
But the way Battlefield 3 did it was they had a full and complete game at launch, and then they were like, hey, you want 5 new maps? Like, 6 months down the line, this is what we've been working on since. So another 3 months down the line, here's 4 new maps. Another 3 months down the line, here's 4 new maps. Here's 4 new maps. Here's 4 new maps. And they were like, different themes, wildly different maps and styles, new vehicles, new weapons, new game modes, shit like that. Like, Battlefield 3, like, its late game development cycle is, like, the template for how to keep a game alive. I wish I liked Battlefield 4 as much. Like, it's a solid game as far as multiplayer goes, but I'm always a boots on the ground infantry kind of guy. Like, I love supporting the vehicles and, like, breaching buildings with a real squad of guys that are, like, my teammates, and, like, every one of us has a special role on the squad. Like, if I'm the engineer, I've got the rocket launcher and a little, like, light rifle, and, like, oh, there's guys in that building. We don't like that building. Rocket! And Battlefield's always so destructible, too, which is what makes it so fucking good. But just this relentless profit-driving machine that, like, EA's stockholders and everything, just, it's bad. Like,
yeah.
Someone made a really good point. Like, the old, like, cigar-chomping executives back in the day were willing to try new things because they'd done everything by that point. They're like, people seem to like this, let's try it, let's let it work. But now we've got a lot of newer, younger CEOs that don't quite get that sense of experimentation and kind of letting it ride a little bit. do what people like and people will stay with you. But they're like, no, we need to find a way to make this the most profitable thing right now, as fast as possible. Quarterly stock reports, like fuck, like all these gaming companies becoming publicly traded pretty much fucking ruined the industry. It's just what it is. AAA games are dead. I'm sad now.
Do you need a nuzzle?
I don't need a nuzzle right now.
Yeah, DLC just bugs me because I feel like I should, even if you don't unlock everything when the game's released, if you play through it and do the right things, by the end you should have the entire game, like the old school, like N64 games. Like, you beat the game and along the way you unlock stuff. That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't
like fucking Star Fox 64, man. Like if you played the game and did certain levels a certain way, you could unlock different levels that you never played before.
Yeah.
Like that was a good game.
And that was the same thing with like WWE as well. Their video games. Not to get back on wrestling, but it was the first game I had was like 2007, I think. And there were some wrestlers unlocked, but if you played the story mode, there were storylines where you played these wrestlers. And then if you beat them, they become unlocked. So when you're playing with your friends, you could play as them. But this new one was like, oh, you didn't get the DLC yet? Well, you can't play as them. And, oh, you need to, like, send us money to get these other people.
Your exclusive WWE loot box.
Yeah.
You need either 40 hours of progression to unlock The Rock, or you can buy this special loot box at a 1 in 50 chance of getting him.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is in the one. Shawn Michaels is, like, my favorite wrestler ever, so. And I would like to play as him.
Yeah. No, why is it like some wrestlers, like, you got these insanely gimmicky wrestlers and they're fun, but everybody's favorite is always some dude who's like, I'm Dwayne Johnson.
Well, to be fair, Dwayne
he
Johnson
was The Rock. But...
Yeah, The Rock. And Shawn Michaels, his last name is actually Higginbottom. So, do you really think he'd be as successful as Sean Higginbottom?
No. But I'm just saying, like, dudes with just names, like, sometimes are just the best. Like, John Cena.
John Cena is a real yeah.
Or the greatest wrestler of all time, Idris Elba. I want a wrestling promotion where I can just get celebrities to fight, like celebrity deathmatch style. Like, that'd be so good.
IRL. I'm pretty sure he did did a legit kickboxing match when he was like training or filming for one of his movies. He was playing a kickboxer, and one of the headlines was like he actually did a real kickboxing match in England. That's pretty cool, honestly. Like, a few actors have done shit like that, like for research. I've always respected that more than their craft. Like, they want to learn what they're doing, not just be kind of a guy with a face in that situation, you know? Or like have a body double do it all for you. Like, I mean, it's a shame that a lot of these body doubles and stunt doubles are kind of out of jobs now because so many like big time actors are like, no, I want to do all my own stunts. Like, yeah, it looks better on film, but there are people like losing jobs over this too. Yeah, I'm kind of split on stunt men because I feel like if an actor is being advertised but he's not doing half the stuff in the movie, exactly what you're saying. Like, I 100% agree with you here. Just like sometimes you just got to do shit like that. Like, it's better for your actor and you're giving someone a job. Yeah. But I mean, I also understand. Like, I want the movie to look as good as possible too. So, I am just as torn as you are in that exact same way. Yeah, it's movie business. Yeah, our boy Idris. Praise Elba. Pretty sure Ryan just made a salute. Took 25 episodes, but we finally have an Idris salute. Just walking down the street randomly. Praise Elba. I hope he gets better movies, though. He's been in a bit of a funk as of late. I think it's just that, like, he's getting a ton of offers, and he's kind of cashing in before he's getting the great roles. I think if there was, like, a Heimdall movie by Marvel, just, like, him being Heimdall and doing rad shit, like, that would sell fucking tickets, man. I would be so on board for that. Like, he was badass in Thor Ragnarok. He was, rocking the dreads. Yep. Yeah. Oh, so good. Right, yeah. Ragnarok was really good. The only spite... If you haven't seen the movie, stop listening for now. Skip like 1 minute ahead. Is when the Hela, right? That was her name.
Yeah.
She came in and just like killed the
everyone.
Well, not everyone, but what are they called? The warrior people that helped Thor in the previous movies.
The Warriors 3.
Warriors 3, yeah. They
just
like,
ruined them.
Yeah, they just dead. And I'm like, well, he was like super important in the last two movies, and he just killed him. So
yeah, I was pretty upset about that. Like, I actually liked them.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then two of them go down. The other one went down fighting.
Yeah,
and apparently the other one was off Asgard. The woman one.
Yeah, Sif.
Yeah, she was off Asgard, so there's still hope for her. That was like from the writers.
I think it was more like they were just gonna have her. Like, I don't think she wanted to come back.
Yeah, I think she's doing what's that show? The one where she has amnesia and tattooed.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blind Spot.
Yeah. So she's doing that. So
yeah,
I think she just couldn't do it because of scheduling, and then they had to explain why she wasn't there. So it was like she was somewhere else.
Yeah, and then they tried to push that like she has a thing for Thor.
Yeah.
Deal in the second movie, but they still had Natalie Portman around.
Natalie Portman is like, apparently there was a lot of behind the scenes like stuff going on with her though.
Yeah.
So
that's what I heard.
That's why she wasn't in the Avengers or Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Not like at her. I don't want to make it sound like she did something wrong.
It just sounded like a really complicated situation.
Yeah, like contract disputes and something else. Like she didn't get along with the directors or something. So, yeah, so we're at an hour, just to let you know. Yeah, we should probably wrap it up. I mean, some have got an hour 15, an hour 30, so I'm just seeing where you were at.
Well, I've got work soon, and I got stuff going on.
That's a thing. Work exists.
Yeah. Shit sucks.
I know.
I don't think that's the exact lyric. Shit sucks. I know.
Albeit.
She left me roses by the stairs. Surprises let me know she cares.
I really hope there's someone who like skipped from when we started talking about Thor and jumps to that part.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Like, how did they get what? How did they get there? I missed a lot. No, you didn't. Like,
you didn't. Don't go back.
Yeah, don't go back.
You can't go back anymore.
That was a sudden turn.
We were talking about how in Thor Ragnarok, Natalie Portman was the villain the entire time. Oh man, has Marvel gone too far? Next time on SqwadCast.
Marvel cast. Squad.
Oh yeah, brief touching of base on the whole like Disney buying everything, creating a multimedia empire. So do you think they're just going to leverage Hulu into being like the super streaming service?
They might. Do they own Hulu?
They it used to be a bunch of the broadcasting companies owned equal shares in Hulu. Like Fox had 30%, Disney via ABC had 30%, and NBC had 30%, and CBS had 10%. And now that Disney has bought all of Fox's shares in Hulu, Disney now owns 60% of Hulu.
That might happen.
Yeah. So, because Disney wanted to have have a better streaming option, and like
because they were trying to start their own streaming option, right?
Yeah, but now that they own over half of Hulu, that can just be their streaming option with an established user base.
Yeah,
and that's a master stroke of business brilliance, but it's also very disconcerting for people who don't like trusts.
Yeah.
You know, like early 1900s America.
My great-great-grandfather is so mad right now.
Yeah. And then with net neutrality possibly being dead, like there's still people finding a way to fight it, but it's still like stuff like that happening. Like I want any of our viewers, like, please prove me wrong here. Find me one time an industry self-regulating has ever resulted in anything good. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Like fucking East India Company did their own shit, and they didn't do very good shit. Just industrial America. Who cares if a little bit of worker found its way into your sausage? Like, that's fine. Self-regulation is bad. You need to hold companies accountable for the shit they do.
Yeah.
But I need to hit the road. It's been fantastic being here on Squad Not Live 25.
Not Live 25.
Merry Festivus, everyone.
We will go live at some point. That is on the table. I don't want to not do that at all.
Yeah, we're doing it. We need to get a set up. We need to get people involved.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just going to be like me and Tim and maybe Robbie and Kelvin talking at a camera for a little while. We kind of want it to be a big special thing with silly bullshit games.
Yeah.
And just kind of give you viewers something special.
Yeah.
And maybe get a few new viewers. That would be nice.
Yeah. We need more. Because if we
Not to say that you guys aren't special, all three of you. Like, we love you.
Because if we triple our size, we'd be almost at double digits. And that's the plan.
Okay, god damn. The self-deprecating nature of this podcast is just so fulfilling. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. No, I actually did a lot of doing SqwadCast and Sports Squad. It's a matter of growing and doing things with that growth.
There's a lot that we can do, and it's just, there's so much good shit out there. We've got so many good people to bring on and share with you guys. The future here is bright. Just tell your friends, you assholes.
I'm going to tweet at Idris Elba.
Please do.
And get them on once we have everything set up. And be like, yo, Driss.
Driss? Now I can't think of anyone else. Like, I'm thinking of Drix from fucking, like, Osmosis Jones. The pill. Like, now I'm imagining him voiced by Idris Elba. There we go. We're giving you ideas, Disney. Get at it.
Yeah, because you're our new overlords.
Oh, man.
Reboot live action Osmosis Jones.
With Idris Elba as the pill.
Yeah.
Oh god, it would be so good.
Yeah, I think on that note, that's a good spot to end. Until next time, it's been me and Ryan.
He who only battles symptoms has forgotten the face of his manufacturer. I am Drix and all.
I'm trying to think who would play
Donald Glover.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Donald Glover.
Hands fucking down.
Yep, Donald Glover and Idris Elba.
But Bill Murray's character needs to be played by Chris Rock.
Or just Bill Murray.
Nah, it needs to change. There needs to be just constant change. I think Bill Murray should play the villain.
Who's the villain?
The virus.
He has become the virus.
Yeah, exactly. And Chris Rock, instead of being Osmosis Jones, is now not him.
This is a great pitch to Disney.
Just
Chris Rock is now not him. Okay.
Chris Rock is now the guy. The guy that Danny Glover and Idris Elba are now trying
Danny
to
or
save.
Donald?
Did I say Danny?
You did say Danny.
I meant Donald. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Although watching Danny Glover might be.
Danny Glover could be the chief of the white blood cell police force.
Oh, yeah.
You can put Mel Gibson in the background somewhere. Like,
I'm getting too old for this. You're only 2 days old.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
Before we get any worse.
Before this gets any worse.
Before we start writing the movie.
Special
Squad.
Out.